Hey there guys, welcome back to AFC Game by Game. This is my review of Arsenal's disheartening, terrible, shambolic 4-0 loss at the hands of Liverpool. 4-0 at Anfield. Completely overwhelmed by Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool this afternoon. So much better than us. We were inferior to them in every single way, shape and form in this game. It was utterly pathetic from Arsenal, to be completely frank, and all of the good work we've done towards the back end of last season, winning the FA Cup, etc., has just been completely unravelled today. We just look hapless. We look completely dumbfounded. Arsene Wenger, his team lineup going into today's game, bewildering. Leaving our £52 million signing on the bench in the name of Lacazette, not starting Sead Kolasinac, starting Oxlade-Chamberlain, whose head was definitely not in this game, especially with all the transfer speculation that's been going on around with him. I mean, I don't know what to make of the selection. I don't know what to make of the team in general, the performance, the management. Utterly appalling. And where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because it looks like we're back to square one. I look at this group of players and I see an exceptionally talented array of individuals. Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, Lacazette, Olivier Giroud, great options in every single different position. And the way they come together, the way this team is built is just completely wrong week after week after week. He got it wrong against Stoke. We were unlucky in that game, but today he got the team lineup wrong and we have been punished by a side that are in a, they're not even in the league of their own. They're on par with the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool. They've done very well in this game. They're going to be competing for the title this season, I think. But they are so far ahead of where we should be. We should be at that stage where Liverpool are, where they've had that transitional phase. They brought in Jurgen Klopp. They're playing exciting, free-flowing football. We're stuck in the same repetitive stance as we have been for the past decade under Arsene Wenger. And I look at Manchester United yesterday, grinding out that win against Leicester City. Had to work really hard for that victory. They're playing some really good football, got some exceptional players. They've just signed Ibrahimovic again. And I look at their team and I look at the way that Mourinho's come in, had that season to bed in. He's built this team. He's got his own players in now. They've spent a shed load of money. Don't get me wrong. He could be regarded as a checkbook manager. There's no doubt about that. But that's a different topic entirely. The way they've gone through that transition phase since Fergie left in 2013, in 4 years, they could arguably be back to where they should be. That is a fraction of the time that we have spent going through this transition, and arguably we're still in it because we haven't come out the other side of it yet. And the only way I do think we're going to come out of this transition is with Arsene Wenger leaving. That's me being, I don't think that's even being harsh. I think the 2-year contract that he got last season was ridiculous. I think the way, he hasn't got a fresh approach. I don't want to make this a whole agenda about Arsene Wenger because there were individuals out there that were poor, but the way that team lined up, when I look at the fact that we've got Sead Kolasinac on the bench, the Bundesliga fullback of the year last year, had an exceptional season with Schalke, and we're shoehorning Oxlade-Chamberlain into the team, a want-away, and we're putting him in a left wing back at a vital stage in the season where we've got to get off to a good start after not having won at Stoke. We've got to be getting something from this game at Anfield. We've got to be putting in a resolute, exciting performance, proving that we can compete with the big boys. And we're playing Oxlade-Chamberlain at left wing back when we've got the Bundesliga fullback of the year on our bench. It staggers me. It's bewildering. I just cannot get my head around it. And then we start the game with Hector Bellerin playing at left wing back. I mean, what's all that about? I mean, surely if you're going to do that, then why not play Kolasinac in the first place and just not play Bellerin or Oxlade-Chamberlain? It doesn't make sense whatsoever to play those two in a system where one of them is just going to be left inept and tactically clueless. This group of players, I think, as I say, individually, I think they're very talented, but the way they're being put together is just completely wrong. And the fact that we've got another 2 years of this is very, very worrying in my eyes. I think we're going to be struggling to make a top 6 finish this season. I don't think that's an overreaction whatsoever. I look at Liverpool and they've put 4 goals past us today. 4 goals. They've not just beaten Arsenal, as it should be if they were to beat us. They have convincingly swept us aside. Crystal Palace went there last week and they made it more of a fight for them. We have rolled over for Liverpool. Our back three utterly incapable. Koscielny just came back into the side. Rob Holding certainly didn't look up for today. That back three just poor in every sense of the word. We definitely need to bring in another centre back before this window shuts. Mustafi not even in the back line. What does that say about his future at the club? Is he out of favour with Arsene Wenger? Is he going to be leaving the club before the window ends? Surely an experienced international that played a lot for Arsenal last season would be getting a start away from home at Anfield. To not start Lacazette and play played Danny Welbeck up front. Just, for me, the way we work out our strikers, Lacazette is first choice, Olivier Giroud second choice, Danny Welbeck right at the bottom of the pecking order. That's not me being harsh to Danny Welbeck. I think he's an excellent, superb utility player. I don't have any problems with him playing on the flank, playing in the two behind the striker every now and then. Do I want him leading the line in a game away from home at Anfield where we've got to be getting something out of the match? No, I certainly do not. We had a chance to make it 1-0 and Danny Welbeck proved exactly why he's incapable of leading the line. Missed that chance straight away. Was he being pulled down? Possibly, but he still should have done a lot better with the effort. Very poor from Danny Welbeck. And when we've got Lacazette on the bench, an excellent finisher, as he proved at Lyon. Giroud as well, superb finisher. Why one of those two wasn't starting ahead of Welbeck, I have no idea whatsoever. Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil playing behind of Danny Welbeck. It was very difficult for them. Alexis didn't, I don't think he had his best game coming back into the team. Mesut Ozil tried to get things going, but just couldn't with the service around him. Ramsey and Xhaka in the midfield just parted like the Red Sea, to use that classic expression. It was both of them very, very, very poor in this game. Xhaka giving the ball away for the first goal. It all went downhill from there. I'm not going to spend time analysing each and every goal that Liverpool scored because they're pretty much all identical in the way they came about. Yeah, just that midfield definitely needs work. We brought on Francis Coquelin at half-time to try and shore things up. Surely we knew that Liverpool were going to overrun us in midfield if we played those two. And don't get me wrong, I think I predicted those would be the two to start. I do think towards the end of last season they proved why they can play so well together. But today, the way they just didn't have any chemistry, any bonding between them. Xhaka, particularly poor Aaron Ramsey as well, tried to get things going moving forward, but had a poor game as well. Just the midfield, it's not stable. There's no stability in it whatsoever. We need a bit more defensive grit in there. Wijnaldum, Henderson, just the rub of the green, and it was too easy for them at times. Salah, Mane just tore our defence to pieces. And I don't know how much longer we can persist with this. I don't know where we go from here. I mean, we've got to take a look at the international break, come back against Bournemouth and treat it like a new season. That's all we can do. We're 6 points behind United now. There's no chance whatsoever of us competing for the title this season. I'd love to say that we're going to be in for a title challenge, but I don't think that's going to happen in the slightest. We're competing for top 4. I think we're going to be looking at a top 6 finish realistically. This team has got a lot of work to do because defensively we are all over the place. 4 goals today, 3 against Leicester, 1 against Stoke. It is an abysmal start. 2011, I thought that was a shocking start from Arsenal where we lost a load of games on the trot, but this could be far worse with a much better team, which says a lot about Arsenal. The fact these players are just being played in the wrong positions. Arsene Wenger, I feel like he looks at these players and he tries to prove a point by playing someone like Danny Welbeck, saying that he can be a striker, saying that someone like Bellerin can be a left wing back, playing holding because he costs 2 million when we've got a 35 million pound international on the bench. I don't know what to think. But in the mind of Arsene Wenger, that was a team that went out there today and he thought could win. And it's been turned over, and convincingly turned over at that. So where we go from here, I mean, as I say, look at the international break, get some sweet relief from Arsenal, even though it's only 3 games in, and we've got to go again. I think this could give Arsene Wenger the kick in the backside he needs to kind of change to a back 4. I think that's something that we could realistically look at. But yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing ideas around, to be honest. I don't think, even if we do change to a back 4, I still think the same problems are going to be there. There needs to be a change at this club. There's no man standing up for Arsenal fans and saying, this is where the club stands at the moment. We need to see some change within the team, within the club. Rewarding Arsene Wenger with that new 2-year deal kind of shows that we are back into that stagnating, stale phase that we've been in for so long. But it started a bit earlier this year. What the future holds now in terms of the transfer market, I mean, there's only a couple of days left of it. Alexis Sanchez smiling on the substitutes bench when he wasn't aware that the camera was on him. We saw that towards the end of last season when we were getting turned over on a regular basis. Yeah, he could very well be off. That could have been his last game for Arsenal. Oxlade-Chamberlain, judging on today's performance, I hope it's his last game for Arsenal. He was shocking today. No fight, no delivery, no passion whatsoever. I sound like a broken record, to be honest. I sound like one of my videos that I did back when I was 16, looking at this Arsenal team. That's how bad it's gotten. It seriously has gotten that bad. And I half-heartedly expected this today. Like, going to Anfield, I've got no confidence in the team whatsoever. I don't expect us to turn up for these big games, and I should do. It should be the complete polar opposite. I should look at Arsenal, I think, well, great. We've got a big, powerful team full of players, technically gifted footballers. They can go to places like Anfield, Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, Wembley, where Tottenham are playing, and getting wins. But I look at this team and I think, nah, we haven't got a chance away from home. So yeah, it's shocking today, and much more improvement needed. We're hearing chants at the end of the game, we want Wenger out, we want Wenger out. Heard that a lot towards the end of last season. We know where it goes from here. It's just started unseasonably early for Arsenal, and I feel like it's going to be a long, tiresome, drawn-out season where we're going to see this on a more regular basis. The one thing I hope that I really hope doesn't happen is the club really does peter out. If we do start finishing lower and lower and lower in the table, that could be a big problem for Arsenal. But we've got the finances, we've got the resources to make sure that doesn't happen. But I think it's got to come with a change of manager, and rewarding Arsene Wenger with a 2-year deal, I really think could bite Stan Kroenke in the backside. So well, we'll have to see how it pans out. It's going to be an interesting season. But this was shocking today. Not a game I particularly enjoyed watching, and I'm quite relieved to say the international break is coming up. Anyway, guys, please do drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to AFC Game by Game. And as always, I'll be speaking to you very soon.